I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Oh, there. Hello, Awakening Hearts. This radio show is non-judgment. And today we're talking about judgment, why we do it, why it's a hard habit to break, and how can we move from judgment to allowance, and why? Why bother? Welcome to Awakening Hearts. My name is Tess Vergara, and I am your host. I'm a strategic interventionist and awakening coach from Open Heart Mind Coaching, and my intention at Awakening Hearts Radio is to reveal what might be getting in the way of your greatness, okay? Because you are awakening, and it is terrifying to step into the unknown. And the thing is, the unknown is waiting for you. It's like a blank canvas. So you can draw and design and color your life as a unique flavor and expression of you that only you can. And as an awakening heart, you are meant to shine. You are meant to shine your light, your heart, your soul so bright, so people will remember their truth and remember that, you know, they remember who you are, who they are, because you remember you just by being you. And you are being what you came here to do. And the reason people awaken is because they have finally stopped agreeing to things that insult their soul, says Anonymous. Yes. And like me, you listening to this show is tired of insults, tired of getting pushed to the corner, tired of repression, being suppressed, tired of being made wrong, judged. That's the topic today. Judged, controlled, manipulated to conform and be the same like everyone else. Well, no more of that. No more to insults, no more to disempowerment, no more to unconsciousness, and yes, no more to conformity, because we are made to be unique expression of who we are meant to be. Okay, so this is a new world. We are paving the way so our souls are walking unbounded, unleashed, uninhibited, and unapologetic as divine human beings that we are here on earth. We are awakening hearts, and just by awakening in ourselves, we are creating a ripple effect. It's affecting change far and wide, not just in our personal space, but the whole world around us and generations to come. So this morning, I got an email from a new subscriber to my blogs at Open Heart Mind Coaching. And she asks, and I read to you, I am in transition in my life again. And I'm not sure how to break through it, even where or what I should be, and I underline that, I should be doing or want to do. How do I gain clarity on what my purpose is, what will bring me joy, and even where to live so I can move towards the life I've imagined? My answer, and I haven't responded to her yet, my answer is this whole radio show today. And let me ask you this. What if this transition, and we all go through transition again and again and again, right? What if this transition was what life was supposed to look like? What if there's no transition, but what there is an ever-changing circumstance, an ever-changing experience, because we were meant to grow and evolve and not stagnate and settle. Okay? So what if this transition is the greatest gift your soul is gifting to you? So you can finally awaken to the infinite possibilities, to the infinite potentialities that you wouldn't otherwise access if not for this transition. Do you see that? So what if, instead of judging this experience as another transition again? Okay. So the judgment really is almost undetectable in her email to me. But play with me on this, okay? Play with me. So just listen to the unspoken judgment that might sound like, why is this happening to me again? What did I do wrong this time? Why is this transition happening to me again? Why can't I get this right? This thing called life. Why can't I get this right? I thought I got it all figured out, marry somebody, have kids, and get a house with a white picket fence. I thought I got it figured out. And how come it's not working? How come it didn't work out? Why is it nothing I do or try ever works? Okay? That's the judgment. And what should I do is a judgment. Shooting yourself all over the place. Yeah, it's in my experience, it's a judgment, because it's limiting you to what you can do, because you're thinking that you should be doing something else. And that should is not even yours to begin with. If you look back, who's shooting you? Is it you shooting yourself, or is that a should that is inherited and ingrained in you from the moment you were born? you should do this because that's what society expects you to do. Okay? So think about that. And it's a no judgment zone. Okay? Yeah, no judgment. But what if our experience are just experiences? What if there's no good, bad, right, or wrong? And what if all there ever is? It just is. It's just human experience. What would that feel like? Okay? If it's just an experience, is the pressure still there? Yeah. Sprinkle says, so we should be rebels. Yeah. Well, why are we rebelling? Why are we rebelling? Why are we judging against the experience? Why are we rebelling against the experience? So, is the need to perform or prove or survive still there if it's just an experience we are meant to experience? What if there are no stories? Yeah, because we judge ourselves. Exactly. That's the theme, right, of today's show. We judge ourselves. So we're rebelling against the experience. Okay? And if you just feel into that, okay, what if all there ever is, it's just an experience? Is there, maybe, does it lighten you up a little bit? The weight, does it dissipate a little bit? Does it lighten your load a little bit? So what if shooting yourself is no longer necessary? And what if judgment is separating you from fully expressing all you can ever be, do, or have? And judgment is what's keeping you stuck in what's wrong and blocking you from seeing what is right or good. So here's an example, or here's a question for you. Can a problem be both good and bad? Okay, that's a question for you. Don't answer. Just let it sink in. And same thing, can a human be both good and bad? I'm going to invite you to, someone says yes, yeah. We are both things. We are both good and bad. We are both right and wrong. So, what if underneath the problem is a gift, a solution? And as soon as we stop labeling it as good, bad, right, or wrong, it opens us up to presence, pure presence, the gift of presence, to be present to the present presented to us, disguised as a problem, but really bearing a solution. And that is what's waiting for you to release. It's waiting for you to offer it to the world. Yeah, just be. I hate labels, as Sprinkle said. Me too. So, what if in every seemingly bad behavior is a heart waiting to be unlocked, waiting to be seen for all its greatness and talent and divinity, that's waiting to be made flesh, to incarnate as you, and is already you? So those are my questions for you. Yesterday, I was working with a client, and she always cracks me up. And the reason I chose this topic, from judgment to allowance, is it seemed to be the theme of my coaching last week. And I pointed it out to my clients, which I'll just summarize, okay? What if your judgment can be felt like an energy by other people, and this energy actually repels people to sign up for your services. And then another client, I kind of said, what if this energy of judgment is what is repelling your in-laws to accept you? Then to another, I said, what if this judgment is actually an automatic response because you grew up in a highly judgmental environment and you never really received praise and acknowledgement, and you got criticized, and it's something you inherited and became a part of who you are, a part of your makeup, because nobody modeled compassion to you, like genuine compassion, okay? Because people go around saying they care, and they do this because they care about you, but really underneath that is they want you to reciprocate. And that level of care is really not the same as compassion, because they care about you. And if you try to care for them in a way that is genuine to you and true to you, but it's not how they want to be cared for, or it's not how they're caring for you, then it is judged as not caring enough. And they project to you their own judgment of what caring that they expect should look like. Right? So those are different facets of judgment. And anyway, let me just get a drink of water here. So I was starting to say that my client who cracks me up, she told me yesterday after I pointed out a pattern of judgment to her. She does this thing, and we worked on moving from judgment to compassion. And after that exercise, she said, wow, yeah, and she was telling me this, okay? Most of the time, I'm rehearsing in my head when I get pissed off, why I am pissed. So she was rehearsing in her head, and it's become a habit. Whatever makes her pissed, she's rehearsing again and again so that she's pissed even more and more often. So she has a judgment on others for denying her needs, when in fact there was no room in her mind space to even check in and look at another perspective. Could this person be also right? Could this person not intending to hurt her or piss her off, right? So there was no room in her mind to allow what's really happening, because she's already busy judging the experience and the person, and most of all, herself. So we're gonna break down judgment, how to move into allowance, and hopefully something is already stirring in you. And at this point, I just want to give a shout out to Peg and Sprinkles, who are both with me on the call. And oh my God, I just love this women. Special thanks to Off the Cuff, E-zine, and Radio. Again, it's E-zine, not E-zine. Thank you, Peg, and thank you, Sprinkles, for this opportunity to host Awakening Hearts Radio. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And whether you're listening live or on replay, and if you're liking what you're hearing, please tell all your family and friends about it, and like us on Facebook, like Off the Cuff E-zine, they're on Facebook, and Open Heart Mind Coaching is on Facebook. I'm also on LinkedIn, and you can email me at tess@openheartmindcoaching.com if I went too fast for you, or if I just confused you, or if you need clarification on things that may be going on for you that I touched on. I would love to help in any way I could. I am also a contributing writer to Off the Cuff E-zine, so do check out their February issue. And my latest blog that I submitted was The Pain of Purposelessness. And that's in the February edition. So yay! Do check that out. Okay, and hi Peg. Okay, so at this moment I just wanna take a pause and invite in and invoke our friends upstairs, the beings of pure light, the archangelic realm, to be with us right now and hold us in this container of love, this container of light, and assist us towards higher awakening and enlightenment. I'd like to call on Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Metatron. They are my go-to archangels. And I call on them now and invoke that they amplify the energy of open heart, open mind for this radio transmission, to amplify the message of awakening to pure love, pure light, awakening to our soul, to be divinity in action, to be God in flesh. The archangels want you to know, as they remind me often, you are the salt of the earth, the light of the world. So breathe that in, and just want to thank the archangels. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source, for being with us on this call. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so on my journey to self-mastery, coming out of the dark night of the soul, self-mastery, when I talk about self-mastery, it's more about mastering my thoughts, mastering my emotions, deprogramming the old habits and belief constructs, and really studying and applying it to myself, what I was studying through trainings, various trainings, extensive trainings, and really reprogram and rewire my own brain, my own neurological automatic responses. And I came across 3 words. I was in search of freedom, and my soul, my higher self, led me to this awakening process to get out of the dark night of my soul. It was hell. No other word for it. It was pure hell. And the 3 words that I came across were non-resistance, non-judgment, non-attachment. And according to Eckhart Tolle, just read this. Eckhart Tolle says, non-resistance, non-judgment, and non-attachment are the 3 aspects of true freedom and enlightened living. And to be honest, I didn't even resonate with Eckhart Tolle. Is it Tolle or Tolle? And sorry about that. I didn't even resonate with him. I didn't even like him, especially when he talked about the ego, because in my experience as a single mom, it was like, I am just trying to survive. I'm just trying to put food on the table. What do you want from me? What ego are you talking about? Okay. So definitely I was on survival mode and had fallen into a pattern of judgment, judging others, judging me, judging my experience. And the judgment was not ever being good enough. Like it wasn't conscious. Okay. So I'm telling you this after a fact, because while you're in it, while I was in it, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see what I was doing. And I believe I was a grateful person. I was raised to be grateful. I was raised to be always thankful and grateful to God. So those 3 words, when I came across them, were very difficult to practice, very difficult to swallow. It was maddening. It was maddening. In fact, the self-awareness caught me in a trap, in a loop of judgment. The more aware I became, the more aware I was that I was judging. I was aware that I was judging, that I was in judgment. And that was just crazy, just crazy. And it was the judgment that this is the ego now, right? That I shouldn't be experiencing this experience because, hey, I'm a student of enlightenment. Why am I still experiencing this? Shouldn't I be experiencing something else? Shouldn't I be experiencing joy? I was working hard, working on myself, studying universal laws and principles. Why is this still happening to me? So I was in resistance. I was in judgment. Someone is LOLing on the chat room here. So yeah, and I was doing what I was told. So why was it still not good enough? So do you see how it always went back to me? And I bet you anything, if you're in judgment and you're listening to the show and you're like, what? It always come back to the person. And so why do we judge? Why do we judge? Because deep inside, we are judging us. Deep inside, we bought into the belief that we are not good enough, that we are separate from the goodness and divinity that we are. And I want to repeat that because the cat is wanting, hey, let me out. So deep inside, we bought into the belief that we're not good enough, that we're separate from the goodness and divinity that we already are. And, as a kid, I knew I was sent by God on earth at a very young age. I had that awareness. I had that clear knowing that I was meant to do something. I just didn't know. And the cat is agreeing with me. We'll be on break in 3 minutes. So let the cat chime in every once in a while. So I kept crying to God, okay, please take me back. Just take me back. I just want to come home. Please take me back. Why did you send me here? And I also knew from my upbringing as a Catholic that I am the temple of God. My body is a sacred vessel for God to incarnate. Maybe not said in that same words, but I knew it. There was a knowing. There was an agreement to the Catholic teachings that what the teaching is saying is true. Right? Yeah, there's a source within. Right. I'm agreeing with Sparkles here. So yet, why did I believe myself not enough? So think about that. In all the efforting, in all the hard work, in all the people pleasing and caring and trying that we do as human, what is the driving need? The driving need is to get. To get, whether it's attention, get love, get success, it's driven by a sense of lack, feeling not enough, feeling separated from that pure source within. Yes. So we've got 1 minute, so I'm just gonna leave you with what my mentor says. Okay, Tony Robbins, one of my many mentors, says there are two primary fears that we all share. Fear that we're not enough, and if we're not enough, therefore we fear that we won't be loved. So the judgment arises from the fear that we're not smart enough, not attractive enough, not old enough, not young enough, rich enough, contented enough. And if we're not enough, then we're unlovable. Okay? So we're going to continue on. We're going to take a break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Guess I never really had the chance to speak my mind. Never thought you would hear it. Oh, and if you run, baby, I will follow every time. I show you what I'm feeling. You got me going, can't control. Fingers crossed you take me home. So play me all night, hold me tight, keep me in the spotlight. Show me what it's all about. Just take the shot, morning's getting closer. I'm waiting on you to tell me it will be alright. Think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? So keep me moving to the beat of the night till the lights go out. Oh, and if you want, baby, I could be the only one. Make up your mind. I know you want it, I know you need it. Come on, show me anything. You got me running, can you feel it? If you let me, I'll show you what it means. I know you want it, I know you need it. Come on, show me anything. You got me going, can't control. Fingers crossed you take me home. So play me all night, hold me tight, keep me in the spotlight. Show me what it's all about. Just take the shot, morning's getting closer. I'm waiting on you to tell me it will be alright. Think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? What it's all about. I'm waiting on you to tell me it will be alright. Think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? Think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? Just take the shots, think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for?
Off the Cuff E-zine, an online magazine that is given out freely. The wide range of promotional is unlimited. We take pride in bringing it all together for you. And we recognize that it is hard to reach a lot of people by just having a website, or even those writers that do not have the means to advertise or have a website. This website will provide its free services of advertising and giving others a platform to share their experiences, skills, and ability. For we believe that it is through others we learn not only of others but of ourselves as well. So, if you need a chat room to hold sessions, we can provide that with audio and video for classes, workshops, or just single session. Contact us to see what we can provide with our special features and promotional experience. And it is all free. Yes, free. Join us and meet other like-minded people, because that is what makes OTC the place to be. E-zine.com.
Okay, we're back. Hi, everyone. This is a non-judgment episode breaking down what judgment is and what is the gift underneath the judgment. So welcome back, Awakening Hearts, to From Judgment to Allowing. So we learned about the true source of judgment, and it is your judgment against you. You are the source. You saw what you reap, or you reap what you saw. Is that how it goes? You reap what you saw is what you reap. Okay. And so if you are denying, suppressing, repressing the truth of who you are, the source within you, then what shows up in your experience is a mirror of that. So again, this is a no judgment zone. I'm not telling this to make you feel bad. I'm telling you this because, one, it's not your fault. Not your fault. You and I inherited bad programming. And yes, I said bad when I said earlier there's no good, bad, right, or wrong. But hear me out here. You know, on a higher level, on a different perspective, it's not really bad, because why? Something good came out of it, and that's you, your unique, quirky expression of you. And, all our defenses, all our coping mechanisms, after we become aware of it, and then after we transform it, transcend it, we still get to keep those as our unique flavor, as our unique expression of divinity in us. It started out as an ego, as a personality thing, it's an identity thing. But then once we integrate our ego with our soul, it becomes a unique expression of our spirit, a unique emanation of our spirit. It's a soul signature. You get that? That's the beauty of it. So we may be judging it on one level as good, bad, right, or wrong, but on some level, it is the divinity. It's the perfection, the divine perfection that is happening at every moment. So anyway, welcome back, Peg. And yeah, so our quirky self, we can express and experience, as God in flesh, as divinity in action. So go ahead and judge that, what I just said. You're just gonna invite more struggle and confusion in life if you stay in judgment. And you know what? Don't believe me. I really don't want you to believe me. What I want you to do is find out for yourself that who you are is a powerful creator being. Okay? And what you've created so far is what has been programmed into you. And the good news is, with realization, with awareness, what you created, you can uncreate. So there really is no need to judge. And there's a question, is judgment always bad? Judgment, when it is a block, yes, because it's blocking you from experiencing the fullness of you. And the fullness of you is the abundance of you. So judgment in that way becomes a block. It becomes a deterrent. Am I saying that correctly? Deterrent. It deters you. It stops you from fulfilling all the you that you came here to be, all the you that you're meant to be, all the infinite you. Now, another word instead of judgment is discernment. And that's where allowing will come in. When you're in discernment, then it's not a complete block. There's an opening to it. There's an allowance of, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to create at this moment. And whatever it is, I'm just going to go with it. There's no judgment, just the pure ecstasy of the experience of it, pure oneness with the experience of it. So, yeah, she's agreeing with me. So I guess that's a good enough explanation there. Thank you for your question. So yeah, so the judgment, as long as we're in it, it does serve a purpose. So this is the why we judge, right? To compare and contrast. Until one day, we decide, enough. You cannot insult my soul again. Enough. Because we know deep down inside we're meant to be more. We're meant to be greater. We're meant for something else. And we're saying, enough. I will not live in this world of limitation again. Enough. I'm not agreeing to this world of fear and manipulation and guilt and judgment. Okay, so you are no longer agreeing to judgment. So that is a decision that you do in yourself. Okay, so until then, you can play in the playground of judgment. But then you can also play in the playground of possibilities. And to play in the playground of possibilities, you have to move into allowance. So what I'm saying is, we move into this intention that I will not be judged anymore. Because who I am is infinite. Because who I am is ever evolving. Who I am is not my past. And who I am, is unknown, is undefined, right? But we need that container to be our identity. But then we come into a realization that our own identity becomes a trap, becomes a prison. Yeah, there's something in us, our spirit, that longs to break free, longs to expand, and our soul, the part of us that is infinite, that can never be diminished, it wants to be invited into our body. It wants to be embodied as the unique expression of God, divinity in action. So at some point, there comes a time we, as a soul, take a stand and decide to take back our power, to speak the truth, to speak as the voice of God, to be divinity in action. It's a conscious, very conscious and deliberate choice. And that is when we move from judgment to allowing. Okay? So, other people says, move into a state of receptivity. Be willing to receive. Be willing to allow. So I'm just going to caution that if you are receiving from a point of view that you are still not full, then your need is driving you. It's a necessity that's driving you, and you're always going to come up with judgment that it's not enough, not good enough, whatever. Especially students of enlightenment, right? They're not speaking any longer because they can speak up because they're studying law of attraction, and why am I still doing this? Why am I still doing that? And okay, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. If your intention is to get, to prove, to fill up, then judgment is also shadowing you inside your mind. It's unspoken, or maybe you're talking about it. And then talking about it then just regurgitates it. It just reinforces that that's your reality. Okay, so then you're still in a pattern, but you're circling a different pattern, maybe a different level of awareness, but you're still circling in a pattern, not fully owning who you are. So if you're truly allowing, then you transfigure into your soul, your spirit, your source, no separation. You're operating from a oneness consciousness that who you are is the same as divinity. You are a powerful being, a powerful creator that you already are. And you naturally and energetically invite your life. All of a sudden you're experiencing divine synchronicities. Things are showing up beyond your imagination because you moved away from the need to perform, to prove, into a beingness as source, as the truth of who you are. Okay? So not from necessity, not out of lack, but pure allowance of the expression of life that only you, as a unique signature, as a unique signature of God. Okay, I like that. As a unique signature of God, only you can bring that and gift it to the world. So that's, for me, that's the ultimate allowance. Not just, okay, universe, give me what I need. Then that's still operating from need, and that's still operating from lack. There is still a separation from your own good, from your own source. And what I'd like for you, awakening heart, to realize is that when you're fully sourced from within, then you tap into your divine appointment. You're no longer a copycat. Okay, and there's no need to judge any longer because you're living your divinity, you're living your uniqueness. There's no need to judge because now you are tapping into a divine neutrality, a compassion that now you want others to experience what you're experiencing because you found you. Okay, so there's no longer a need to judge, no longer a need to look at your neighbor and say, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be like that. Okay. Mind your own business. Mind your soul business. Let them be their unique manifestation of their truth, manifestation of their soul purpose. Let you be you. Let them be them. You don't know what their soul contract is, so just you do what feels joyful and aligned and truly you. Don't limit yourself with your judgment of what you can't do or shouldn't do based on your observation of other people, but instead tune in to your soul, tune in to your heart. Don't act out of fear of rejection. Oh, I don't know what they're going to say. For me, actually, it was fear of persecution, for talking like this on radio. How dare I, right? How dare I talk about God in flesh, talk about God incarnate, okay? Who does she think she is? Oh, she's gonna so burn in hell. That was my biggest fear. And you know what? I did burn in hell. It was a dark night of the soul. Okay. So, and that was because I was so conflicted inside. I was not coming out. I was pushing down this emergence of my soul that you are now experiencing. I was pushing it down. I was repressing myself. I was pretending not to know, just really denying my truth, trying to be the good girl, waiting to be loved, waiting to be chosen, waiting to be rescued. What? WTF? I was trying to do all the right things, waiting for appreciation. You know what? I realized it was me, no one else. It was not God. It was not whoever. It was me that abandoned me. Every time I did not stand up or speak up, it was me who did not choose me. And that was hell. That was hell. That was the source of my misery. Okay? It was me who was not allowing myself to shine forth, to step up. What I was doing was allowing the external world to define me, to dictate what I do. And so my soul had to hit me in the head many times, waiting for me to set myself free, waiting for me to choose to bring heaven on earth. Okay? And you can judge me all you want for that, but I stand 100% on that truth because that is my truth. So right here, right now, in my awakening heart is heaven on earth. So how about you? I want to ask that. I'm going to throw that question to you. What is keeping you locked in judgment? What is keeping you burning? I burnt out. It was like burning in hell, alive. So what is sucking the life out of you? Again, no judgment. I come here throwing all these things, all this realization, because you know what? I believe in you. I see you. I see you as another soul, just like me, wanting freedom, wanting awakening, wanting an enlightenment. Okay? So who did you give your power away to? And when is now the time to take back your power and allow your soul to be you, to be the fullest expression of you, to be unleashed and set free, okay? To walk as divinity in action, to walk as the expression of God on earth, to be the salt of the earth, the light of the world. So if you're sitting there thinking like I did while listening to Wayne Dyer, Wayne Dyer and I had a lot of argument. You know, I screamed at him so many times. God bless him. I love him. But it was like, the conversation was like, okay, Wayne, I know all of that. Everything that you're saying, I agree with, but how do I put that into action? How do I embody that? So it was really hard, you know, the 3 words, non-attachment, non-judgment, non-resistance. It was really hard. It was really maddening. So if what I am saying makes sense to you, but you're asking, okay, how? Especially when everyone, you know, my experience when everyone around me, when I was so trapped in confusion, someone said it is a struggle at times. Yes, totally. And it was so hard because I was trapped in an environment of fear and judgment, and I was aware of it, and I wanted to get out of it. And at the same time, I had no support, I had no acknowledgement, no love, which was great now. Back then it sucked, okay? It was hell. It was pure hell back then. But now I can look back and say, oh my God, thank you. Thank you all, you wonderful souls who poked at me, who triggered me and made my life a living hell. Thank you. I can say that now. Because of you, I found liberation. Because of you, I found what my soul was longing for: awakening, freedom, enlightenment. But back then it was pure hell. So if you are wanting to find out how, email me at Tess@openheartmindcoaching.com. Because that's a process. That's a long-ass process that I facilitate. It's a transformational process. And I work step by step with you to free your soul. And I'm not doing the freeing. You are. I don't do nothing. I just hold your hand. And I stay with you as you design the life you love to live. That's what I do as an awakening coach. So all the information that I'm sharing here is already out there, and you already know it deep down inside of you. So nothing I am saying is new. And the how is a step-by-step process to rewire your conditioned brain, reset your emotional state, reprogram your automatic neurological responses, and reconnect you to your powerful truth, your unique soul expression. That's the process that I facilitate while we go on a 6-month awakening coaching. And if I were to give you one thing that will bring you back closer to your truth, because I promised you that I'll give you the how, right? It's really the practice of non-judgment, to operate from non-judgment. And how do you do that? I'll get to that. Let me think. Okay. So whenever you're in judgment, you can actually feel it. You can feel it in your body. You can feel it in your emotion. You can feel anger rising up. You can feel a discomfort, a tension in your body. You can feel all sorts of things. So when you're aware, you can actually tune in to all the little signals that your beingness is giving to you. It's a signal. It's a signal, okay? First, it's in the body. So when you're when you feel your body agitated, you feel icky, because you are out of alignment, your body will signal you some discomfort whenever you're in judgment, whenever you're in a state of separation. So judgment really is separation from the you that is true, the true you. Okay? So in other words, when you're not being you, when you're in fear, when you're not being loved, the love that you are, that's your true beingness, when you're in an automatic reaction, when you're unconscious, you know it. Your body will signal that through pain, through discomfort, through dis-ease, through tension, through tightening, okay? When you become aware of this separation between you and you, your human and divine, your feminine, masculine, left brain, right brain, whenever there's a separation, okay? Whenever you're functioning from separation, fear, lack, not enoughness, okay? Picture a big stop sign. And sometimes, okay, we've so disconnected from our body. Yeah. Sprinkle says her body is like a traffic sign. Yes, true. Yeah, so listen to that. But then a lot of people have numbed their awareness, or they've disconnected so much from what their body is saying, because why? There's drugs, there's alcohol, there's just numbing yourself through work. Again, this is not judgment. I'm saying all these things for awareness. Okay, I'm not judging you. I want to see the real you. I want to see you shine your light. Okay, so this is when they say we're living on illusion. This is it. We're living beneath our potential. We're not shining our full light. And we know that, we feel that, we feel it in our body, and it's manifesting as disease. Yes, and you are you, you cannot be another. That's true. And when you are not being you, and when you're trying to copy someone else, because they're more successful, they have 3 cars and, all that. That's also a judgment against you. Okay? So when we're disconnected from our truth, from our body, then it shows up in our experience. Then it shows up as that annoying neighbor who keeps pissing us off. Does that make sense? So tune in to the signals that your own soul is throwing at you. Your higher self is actually tapping into you. Hey, are you listening? Are you listening? Are you seeing that you are in separation? Are you seeing that you're not being true to yourself? So listen to all those signals and symptoms of separation, of judgment. Okay, so that's the gift of judgment. Judgment is actually bringing you back to you. And it's going to show up as that annoying neighbor, or that irresponsible husband, or that ungrateful child, whatever it is. It's just going to keep manifesting what you secretly believe about yourself, about you. Does that make sense? So whatever judgment you have about yourself, whether you're conscious of it or not, it's showing up in your body, it's showing up in your experience, it's showing up in your relationships, it's showing up in your money, it's showing up everywhere. It's telling you to listen, listen, listen. Okay, so I was saying, when you become aware of the tightness, for example, the tightness in your body, you're feeling icky, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or something, or whatever. Hug yourself. Picture a big stop sign, okay? Bigger than your face. Right away, make it flash in your face. And then put your right hand on your shoulder, left shoulder, put your other hand on the other shoulder. Really hug yourself. And what's this doing is it's crossing the meridians, okay? And breathe, deep sigh, and feel the oneness and integration. Feel the you, your left brain and right brain talking to each other. Feel the unity and harmony. So just stop and breathe. Breathe into your heart. And if you can, take your right hand and massage your heart space. And now this process, you actually interrupted the process of judgment, the judgment pattern, okay? Imagine now, while massaging your heart space, that your mind space is actually going down your face, going down your throat, into your heart space. And pause and feel the heart and mind merging as one. Feel the lightness, okay? Feel the inner conflict and anxiety and worry just melting away. Feel the harmony, feel the peace, okay? It's coming from your own heart. It's coming from your own spirit of joy. Breathe that in and feel it really vibrating and growing and amplifying, and make it bigger, 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 and intensifying. That is you. That is your spirit. Allow you to come forth. Allow you to come home to you as you. All right, I hope you enjoyed that episode of From Judgment to Allowing. My name is Tess Vergara, and I'll see you again next week at Awakening Hearts. Enjoy your Friday. I love you. Bye-bye.
Everything I desire, but as strange as it may sound, when I'm still, things seem to come around.